Hi, welcome to Beyond the Map, a podcast about travel, self-discovery, and the beauty found between destinations. I'm Francesca Page, and each week we'll explore the meaningful moments, mindful rituals, and hidden details that make every journey a little more human. Welcome back to Beyond the Map, the podcast where travel isn't just about where you go, but who you become along the way, and occasionally who you become when life completely ignores your itinerary. Because today's episode, this is not the sip espresso in Italy and find yourself version of travel. This is the cry in your car in a Target parking lot while Googling custody schedules version is. So today we're talking about divorce, starting over, being a single mother, and how all of that connects to travel, identity, and figuring out how to keep going when your life looks nothing like you planned. Also, quick disclaimer, this episode contains emotional growth, mild chaos, and at least one moment where I question my life choices while holding a half-eaten granola bar. So yes, you have been warned. There's this idea that travel prepares you for anything. You miss a flight, you adapt, you don't speak the language, you figure it out. You accidentally order something unrecognizable off a menu, you eat it anyway and call it personal growth. But divorce is like showing up at the airport and realizing the airport is gone. Not delayed, not cancelled, it's just gone. And you are standing there with emotional luggage you did not pack correctly. So for me, divorce wasn't the end of a relationship, it was the end of a future. I'd already started living in my own mind. And I don't know about you, but I'm a moderately organized dreamer, like not spreadsheet level by any extreme, but definitely I like a general sense of direction. Divorce said, that's adorable. We're not going to be doing that anymore. Here's the truth. Rebuilding your life doesn't just happen. It takes work. It takes sitting with hard emotions, learning who you are again, trusting yourself again. It is definitely messy. It's non-linear. Some days you feel strong, and some days you feel like you're back at the beginning. And some days it's just hard to get out of bed, hard to, I guess, even move, hard to care about what's next. And I cannot stress enough, if you're in that place, I want to pause here and say this clearly. I see you. I know that feeling. I want to be honest about something too. Today was one of those days for me. It was a really freaking hard day. Everything feels heavier than usual. But I still chose to show up. I put my daughter on a school bus. I sat down to record this because I need you to know something. You are not alone in this. There's something else I've been learning in all of this, and it reminded me of a moment from Eat, Pray, Love. There's a scene where Richard tells Liz that she needs to stop obsessing over her ex, and instead, every time she thinks of him, light and love, and then let it go. And I remember hearing that and thinking, that sounds really simple. It's also completely impossible. Because when you've shared a life with someone, when there's history, pain, memories, you don't just turn that off, and it's hard. But over time, I started to understand what that really meant. Not pretending it didn't matter, not minimizing what had happened, but rather choosing to not stay stuck in it. Choosing little by little to release the grip it has on you. And some days that looks like strength, and some days it looks like, okay, I thought about it again, but I'm going to try and let it go this time. And that's enough. And somewhere in the middle of all of that chaos, I met my now partner. Not when everything was perfect, not when I had it all figured out, but right in the middle of that mess. And now we live together. We've built a life after that. From the outside, to many might look like everything came together neatly. But I want to be real about that too. Our life isn't perfect, not even close. We have to actively work at it every single day, at communication, at understanding each other, at blending different lives and expectations. And some days it flows. Some days it takes a lot of effort, but we're committed to it. And we are very lucky, not because it's easy, but because we keep choosing it. And alongside all of that, there have been other layers of uncertainty, including, the possibility that I might not be able to have a biological child with my partner. And that's its own kind of grief, a very quiet one that I spoke about on the last episode. Because again, you're holding your own truths, gratitude for what you have, and sadness for what might not be. And recently, I had a moment that brought everything full circle. From the first time I went on a trip as a blended family. And it hit me because for so long, it was just me and my daughter navigating the world together. And suddenly, there were more of us. More laughter, more movement, more life, more dynamics to deal with. And I remember thinking, this is something I couldn't have imagined back then. Still not perfect, not effortless, but real. And building a blended family, well, it takes work. It definitely does. And it's not just at the beginning. It's continual work. Showing up, communicating, trying again. And that trip felt like a glimpse of what that work creates. So if you're in that between space right now, I want you to hear this. You are not lost. You are just somewhere new. And new doesn't come with the map, but it does come with possibility. And if today was hard for you too, I see you. I do. I really do. Because today was hard for me too. And I still showed up. And maybe that's the whole thing. Not having it all figured out. Not having a perfect plan, but showing up anyway. Thank you for being here, for listening, for walking through this with me. Until next time, I'd like you to keep exploring, even if the path is messy, even if the map is missing, even if you're taking it one small step at a time. As always, please keep exploring, and I'll see you again beyond the map. Thanks so much for listening to Beyond the Map. And if today's episode brought a little inspiration to your travels or just reminded you to slow down and savor the small things, I'd love for you to follow the show and leave a quick review. Until then, keep packing light, living deeply, and discovering the beauty that exists beyond the map.